Hello and welcome, my name is Lynx, we are playing Spirit Sisters, and in chapter which chapter is it? 17? I think it's 17. It was on the screen, I didn't look. Yeah, 17, called Sylvia. We shall continue and see where this is going. I guess Sylvia might play a big role here. Come on, wake up! You both need to wake up! Hibiki shakes the sister and the priest as hard as she can. For with how small her stature is, she can only lightly shake them. And also, she's useless. Sylvia! Sister Sylvia, please! As her imminent shaking doesn't seem to show any effect, she starts to think of a different tactic for waking up the duo. Throw some water on them. Come on, let me see. A small platinum blonde-haired girl says to the equally small four-eyed girl, both girls being about 3 feet in stature. No, go get your own! A stubborn Sylvia says to a child, Gilda, as they are held up within the church's old library. For library might not be the right word with how small the room actually was. Hey, Sylvia's a meanie. You never want to play. You always stay reading all those stupid books. Gilda screams out before storming out of the room, leaving Sylvia to her solitude. Good riddance. To be fair, she has a plain look, now that I think about it. Sylvia sits as she continues reading the novel in her hands. The story of Osiris and Isis. Oh my. Dude, this is one of the most inconvenient name. I bet that god is like, why did I have to get that name? It tells the story of the second king of Egypt, the god of the underworld Osiris, and his devoted wife. Okay, goddess. I did not know. Isis, the goddess of magic. I bet she regrets she's named like that. Sylvia loved this story, a tale of forbidden romance that ended in tragedy. A king brought to his knees by his own brother, but emerging victorious in the eyes of the people. Sylvia was orphaned at a tender age, along with her younger sister Gilda, after a tragic incident claimed the lives of their parents. The two sisters found sanctuary within the walls of the Egyptian Orthodox Church. That's a risky place, which became their new home and refugee. By that I mean the church. The church's library, filled with ancient texts and scriptures, became Sylvia's haven. Her thirst for knowledge was insatiable. She, at a young age, craved to make sense of the world, to find answers wherever she could. Okay, here is a question. Would you call craving for knowledge something that is greed? I think not. I don't think so. I feel like, in a way, greed mostly goes into... Obviously, various people will have various belief in what something might mean and so on, right? But for me, greed always is related basically to physical possessions, like money, basically. Mostly money, to be fair. I wouldn't affiliate it with a thirst for knowledge. Yeah, anyway. After finding the church's library, she found a sort of kinship with all the old stories that were held there. She was particularly drawn to texts on theology and metaphysics, seeking to understand the nature of the divine forces that had so drastically altered the course of her life. As she grew older, her dedication to her studies did not go unnoticed by the church elders, who saw in her a deep well of wisdom and a potential leader for the future generation. I wonder. Maybe. They nurtured her intellect and provided her with access to rare manuscripts Even the ones that are hidden from the public eye? In the Vatican? We know that. Fueling her voracious appetite for learning. Sylvia in turn became a mentor and guide to the younger orphans, including Gilda, who looked up to her with admiration and love for stemming from a relationship of jealousy and envy. Oh yeah, I wonder what is going on with Gilda in this situation with the demon of greed. Her wise and peruse nature became a symbol of her scholarly pursuits, holding a vast amount of the church's history as well as the mythology of the religion in her own head. While books were her first love, Sylvia also developed a quiet strength and resolve to protect her sister and the other children of the church from the dangers of the world. Her ability to remain calm and collected even in the face of supernatural threats made her a pillar of the community, and a testament to the power of faith and knowledge. Okay. She is said to be the next head of the Egyptian Orthodox Church, being second only to Isaac. Really? Honestly, Isaac doesn't strike me as someone who should be at the top. A grand title she holds very dear to her life. However, being such a prime example of what a nun should be, came with doubts, those doubts being her faith was wavering. Studying the old text of the scriptures, she studied up on the gods that created our world. Ra, the sun god, lost his strength and returned to the heavens. Osiris ruled the underworld with Isis by his side. There were many more Egyptian gods, but for whatever reason, their impact on the current age has been minimal. However, all that seems to be changing soon. Yeah, why do they want to return, right? Huh? You are not needed anymore, in a way. With the gods returning and appointing a new pharaoh over in Egypt, the successor to the spirit goddess Hathor has emerged into this world. She has even begun affiliating herself with the church to act as our vanguard. Wendy TATEGAMI. To Sylvia, she looked like your average woman, albeit with an odd color palette, but like you're the one to talk, girl. But there didn't seem to be anything different about her, she was just a woman. Yes, she carried the characteristics of a heroine, after all. She saved the group of orphans that were previously missing from the church, but in this world, various people have gained the title of Demigoddess, so actions like that are not beyond a person of that nature. Sylvia needed something more grand, a true hero of legend, a true god from mythology to satisfy her curiosity. She's weird. Her curiosity for the divine has always been her Achilles heel. She's been waiting her whole life for a legend as such to appear before her. That's stupid. But that thought left her to wonder what even was a god. Oh no, the lyrics again. The sun god Ra, the king of the gods, being the most powerful being to ever exist, sailed across the sky every day in his solar bark and navigated through the underworld at night, where he battled his opposite, Apophis, the serpent god of chaos, whom he defeated. I need to freaking take off the... He defeated every sunrise. Could this girl be any different? I want to know. Could she actually be special? The person she's been waiting her whole life to see. The person this church's faith is a testament to. I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. Sylvia says, clenching her chest. I want to know more, I want to see more. I know all about these legends and stories, but they are just stories. I want to see it with my own eyes. The greatness of true divinity right before me. I need to prove that all my time, my hopes, my faith wasn't for nothing. She lies in a black void, only being surrounded by the echoes of her own silence. The dark green energy starts engulfing her even more. That is my greed. I wouldn't call it greed, that is what your wish, if anything. You can't say this is greed, that she wants to see something. This is not greed. Why? She always kept herself. Why? She always neglected her sisters. Why? She neglected Gilda. Gilda, her sister. She has grown up to be a smart and beautiful woman in her own right. She had never said it out loud, never truly spoken it in words, but she was so proud of her that she wanted to convey those feelings to her. Stuck inside her own mind, surrounded by this evil, she would not be able to see her again, to see any of her sisters again. Her desire for knowledge and answers would have to take a back seat from now on. She must break away from her greed. She attempted to break free from the sin's grip, but at last, she was too weak. She was not the likes of Wendy, one in tune with the spirits. She was just a woman, a small, weak, sinful woman. If only there was a light, a beacon of hope she could clutch onto, she may be able to break free from this spell. Girl, you give up too easily. After all, her resolve has already been made up. She had the will and the drive, she just needed the strength. She didn't have the drive if she gave up so easily, come on. Back inside the church, Hibiki can be seen relentlessly shaking and sleeping Sylvia up from the confines of the spell.
Sylvia, please wake up! Demigoddess by not giving this as a present to us. This is more important right now.
Hibiki says out loud before she takes out a small silver ankh, one she had imbued with holy energy, similar to her dress.
I hope this works.
Hibiki says under her breath before charging her latent spirit magic into the ankh, but after a moment she wraps it across the sister's neck. The magical energy that was circulating with her is now transferred to Sylvia. After a few moments pass by, Hibiki is seen holding her hands out in prayer, chanting a scripture from the church's Bible. Ow. Oh, Heavenly Father, who takes the form of the sun, with Gep as the earth and the moisture in the air, by Tefnat's grace, please give this sister the strength to overcome the adversaries. Amun. Amun. My eyes. The prayer chanted by Hibiki simply takes effect on the sleeping sister, who starts to slowly open her eyes from the green haze.
Sister Sylvia!
Is that you, Hibiki? The nun's eyes are now fully open, taking a moment to examine her surroundings before she is embraced by the petite younger girl. Dude, Sylvia is still better than that freaking useless one.
It's me! Are you alright?
Hibiki.
Do you remember what happened?
Yeah, greed, blah blah blah. Wait, where is Miss Wendy?
Oh, she went to fight against it.
Upon hearing this, the sister stands up and grabs hold of her gospel. No, if she wants to fight that thing on her own, she must be in great danger right now. Hibiki is left stunned for a moment, before holding a look of determination before replying.
Understand, you head towards her. I'll follow suit once I help Father Isaac.
Sylvia nods upon hearing this. With both sisters in agreement, she turns around and heads out through the church's exit.
Be careful.
What will you do with your greed?
Wendy was in a state of paralysis. This time, the sin spell had not just closed her mind, but it had overtaken the majority of her senses, bringing her face to face with a surplus of people's greedy tendencies.
You see? No matter how much you strive, no human can escape their greed.
I want it. I need it. Give it to me. It's mine.
Miss Wendy.
Sylvia is seen running over the scene, with the sin's gospel in hand. The demon takes a look over at the girl before smiling.
Oh, it's too late! Your friend has already been consumed by my greed! It's only a matter of time before she completely loses her mind and starts ranking her fellow humans in pursuit of her own desires! No, this can't be.
Sylvia thinks to herself, but she had understood from reading gospel that taking on these demons alone was suicide, for its influence in sin being so strong it could subjugate the likes of even a demigod. Now breaking free from her own greed of pursuing knowledge, the pieces have all been but put in place to seal this demon into the book and destroy it once and for all. However, none of that can be done if their most powerful ally was under the sin's spell.
Now, little Miss Goddess, this one is preventing you from obtaining what you desire. You're not just going to let her get away with it, are you?
Upon hearing this, the girl in question turns her head over to Sylvia in Sylvia's direction. Then, with a bit of hesitation, she is seen walking over to the sister menacingly.
No, Miss Wendy. You need to step out of it.
Wendy is seemingly completely under the demon's influence as she starts edging closer to the sister, her hands taking on a blue hue as they start to emit an aura of blue spirit energy.
No.
Sylvia had come to realization that it was her sacred duty to uphold the faith of the world's oldest pantheon, to create a haven for the spirit goddess to prosper and flourish. Damn it. But now, that same spirit goddess was on her way to slay her. Wendy's flaming blue hands rise to the sister's chest, her hand coming right up in front of her breast. Wendy is still presumably surrounded by echoes and wails of the people's grievous cries. Sylvia closed her eyes in fear, feeling the ensuing heat on her chest, awaiting the imminent demise. For once the flames had made contact, the pain from the heat in fact never did. As Sylvia slowly opens her eyes, below her blue-tinted lenses she gazed at the divine flames scorching right in front of her. Those flames magically did not affect her whatsoever, for only the book she had been holding against her chest was being lit by the fire. A scratch of pain can be heard from the distance, as the sister gazes past the goddess before her to see the green-colored demon kneeling on the floor.
What did you just do? I told you, given enough time, anyone can overcome their greed.
After discarding her flames from the book, he then lands sheepishly on her palms. She shoots her head back up. Her face, previously held a hollowed out and dark reflection, now shined with vibrance and determination.
Miss Wendy.
Oh. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. Good music and no lyrics in the back. This is how it should have been all the time.
Sorry if I scared you there for a minute. I had to get close enough without hypnotizing.
Wendy smiles at her sister.
You came just in time to give me exactly what I needed. Thank you, Sylvia.
She says, finishing off with a little wink. Sylvia is taken aback by this, but before she has a moment to react, the girl in question turns around to look at the injured demon straight in its crimson eyes.
What's the matter? You were so confident before. Where is your bravado?
The demon is seen panting as it had not expected such an effective blow.
No! This shouldn't pursue! No one should be able to overcome my greed!
The demon says with a tone of unimaginable anger in his tone.
Hey, maybe that's so, but I'd reckon you don't underestimate me, or any of the sisters for that matter. Well, except for Hibiki, she's useless. Now get ready because the real fight starts now.
And before chapter ended. I knew it. Alright, that was a short one. But our girl overcame the greed. As expected of Wendy. As expected of Wendy. Wendy should go out with Sylvia. I bet it's not going to be like that though. Which is kinda sad. Right, so Sylvia managed to overcome the greed in her own way, and Wendy, well, I guess for her it might not have been that much of a challenge. She's managed it twice, so yeah. Love to see that. But yeah, let's end for today and we'll continue tomorrow. For now, as always, hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider liking the video, and if you're new around, consider subscribing. If you stick around, super appreciate it. And if you do stick around, you will also be able, more likely able, to resist greed. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.